But for you, Joy, we are in a country that now has a debt level somewhere between 9 trillion to 10 trillion, about 67% of our GDP. 70% of our GDP. I beg your pardon on that. What are your proposals for that debt? Because whoever becomes new Treasury CS, I expect that is something they will talk to us about. We have large infrastructure projects that are said to be major contributors to this debt. We have, lenders who we owe, who we cannot stop. So in terms of solutions, what thoughts would you have around that? Were you hoping to hear more about that as well today?
Now, I'm on record on this same station saying that Kenya cannot afford to take any more debt, and more so, we cannot afford to take some of these commercial loans. It's just out of the question. If you're going to be taking any debt, maybe concessional loans, but most importantly, if we can find a way to consolidate our debt, if we can find a way to do that, debt consolidation, debt restructuring, and definitely backed up by strong fiscal consolidation measures. That is the only way that this country can escape from what is awaiting us if one wrong move by this new government and the whole economy could crumble. I want to say that they are inheriting an economy not strong, not better, definitely, but I want to describe it as delicate.
A
very delicate economy, such that if they keep the old habits of buying new cars for the new officers, new furniture, unnecessary, a lot of wastage. If they stick to those old habits, they're going to mess up the economy very easily, just like this. If they go on a big procurement, if they want to provide actual goods and services to mwananchi, if they want to subsidize and give everything for free, this economy will not work. It will burst in a minute like this. So they're inheriting a very delicate economy. And the more they are aware of that, the more they can make informed choices and ensure that the policies they make, they're well calculated. And most importantly, since they don't have a lot of physical room, there is a private sector that only needs to be given the right incentives, and they can continue creating jobs. They can continue providing some of these goods and services that the common people want, while the government concentrates on strengthening the economy, creating more space for development spending, while the private sector is empowered enough. But some of these things like subsidies for this and that, bringing down the cost of this, it will not be done like saying we are going to subsidize. It will not work. They try that, the economy will just burst. So the hard work starts now. There are no shortcuts, Kenyans. I'm sorry, but it takes time, and we must be willing. We must be willing to give this government space and not pressurize so much asking for free things. And another mistake that they made, I was actually surprised that we spent about 7 billion on the unga subsidy, right? What was the impact? But most importantly, Maura, where would you and I want subsidized maize when there are people who are starving out there who can't even reach out to where these shops are? Why? I mean, the point is that targeting was done wrongly. The people who are hungry did not receive the food. And even those that received, 2-3 days of unga in the supermarket, what difference? And just like that, 7 billion is gone. I think that was a huge waste. And the lessons for this government is, it is not the way to go. They should just be honest with the people and tell them, this is the situation. The economy is delicate. Give us time as we strengthen it. But meanwhile, strengthen other ways to make Kenyans busy working, make it easy for Kenyans to work, that is, start the enterprises, others to create jobs, so that Kenyans are busy with their day-to-day lives. It's easy to start a business. It's easy. And then they should also use their influence to acquire new export destination within the East Africa. It's now big. It's now a big market. Because the idea is, you keep saying that agriculture is not productive, but show farmers the money. The moment you show farmers where the money is in agriculture, you will not talk talk twice about productivity. People will find ways to invest in agriculture as long as there is the money. So we need innovations, simple innovations that can add value to our agricultural produce. And we need to reach out. First and foremost, starting with the East Africa community is now bigger than it was before. Reach out and find new markets for these value-added products from Kenya. Unless such measures are put, this idea of serikali tupatia hii, serikali punguza hii. And another thing is the issue of risk. This one, some Kenyans will stone me, but Kenyans, let us say, our culture is supposed to empower us, to free us, and to make us better people. That is what our culture is supposed to be. Our culture is not supposed to burden us and be an economic burden to us. Tell me, every week, you are in how many WhatsApp groups contributing for money? From burial, to sickness, to weddings, to I'm visiting my mother. All these kind of groups. It's our culture. But the truth is, we can make our culture easier on us by embracing risk managers. Surely, if we give incentives to the insurance industry, they will develop products that can help you marry the girl you want without burdening everybody with a contribution. They will develop products that will enable you handle.
Prof has really smiled at that example.
Yeah, that will make you handle a burial. We saw that a burial doesn't have to be that expensive during the COVID period. People were buried, and it was very cheap, and it went well.
I get the sense innovation will make a key difference. I'm looking